certificate courses, associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. CCBI presents Refreshing Springs every second and fourth Wednesday at 2 p.m. on 98.1 FM. Call 675-4709.
At this time, I would like to say good afternoon to you, Dr. Kathleen James. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tiffany. I'm great.
Good to have you with me
Thank
once
you
again.
Yes.
Yes. Well, at this time, I want to hand straight over to you.
Thank you very much. It is said that happiness is the good you make happen for yourself and for others. That happiness is a clear conscience, a simple taste, a certain degree of courage, and a self-denial to a point, and love for work. Happiness is good health, a bad memory. The only thing you can give without having. Others say happiness, especially around this time of the year, that happiness, especially around this time of the year, is a pocket filled with money, a fast car, ability to fed all night and work all day. These are quotes from various individuals on the subject of happiness. But what really is happiness, and where do we find it? Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Refreshing Springs. This is an age-old question that has come down, that has come down from the generations. People have experimented with various samples in life to find the answer, but still are seeking, and the seeking continues. The wisest man who ever lived, Solomon, after his dependence on Jehovah for many years, decided to use his wisdom apart from God to find the path to true happiness. Let us look at his adventures in the book of Ecclesiastes from chapters 1 to 12. First, he explored science, physical science, earth science, and life sciences. He thought, if only I could know the original workings of this data, I shall consume myself for them and be happy. He soon found out that there is no stability anywhere on earth, or as he puts it, under the sun. One generation comes and another goes. Most of us were not here 100 years ago. I might not be here 100 years from now. Everything is on the move, but it's the same movement over and over again. The same old sun reappears in the east, the same gusts of wind to which we are accustomed, that blow from north to south and swirl about continually to all points of the compass, and the same stream that keeps on filling up its fountains and sending forth its waters to the sea. Solomon complains, science does not bear the stamp of finality. Everything is shifting to the same thing, monotony. Nothing holds out for lasting happiness, or in local vernacular, the result of this experiment is a waste of time. Solomon's next step was in philosophy. I gave my heart to search out philosophy, the reason and argument in seeking truth. Solomon studied and practiced two major types of philosophies, fatalism and egotism. Fatalism says that what's going to be will be. Yes, you can't change it. Que sera, sera. Take life as it comes. What's the use? Why fight it? If you can't fight them, join them. With this type of philosophy, mankind leaves no place for the mercy, and grace of God. Takes no responsibility, for what happens. No, assumed his authority on earth given to him in Genesis and reiterated in Luke 10:19 and other scriptures. I give unto you power to tread on snakes and scorpions and of all the powers of the enemy, and absolutely nothing shall hurt you. In egotism, Solomon lived for self-interest. His postulation was, all men are wicked and cannot be trusted. He was the only good one, maybe. But His philosophy causes mankind to despise others and produce what we call a caste system. Quite a few countries of the world use the caste system, which look down on certain sections of their community. The hippie movement, to a large extent, dogmatized this philosophy. Another type of egotism says everything anybody does is wrong, even though that thing is good. It is wrong because I did not do it. Armed with this type of philosophy, such persons become rebels against authority. They even go to the extent of not working for or protecting themselves. Solomon spent a lot of time studying and experimenting with philosophies of the world. He lived nearly 1,000 years before Christ, and since we live 2,000 years on this side, 3,000 years have lapsed. But we do not know any more about philosophy and wisdom now. Even if we do, it does not satisfy the heart, bring answers to the problem of life, and give true happiness. Mankind may have more facts and gadgetry now, but all systems of philosophies apart from God lead to a blind alley, vanity of vanities, waste of time, the conclusion of Solomon. The man Solomon continues his search for happiness in the arms of pleasure. For entertainment, Solomon had himself many singers, performers, and jesters to make all kinds of jokes all day to keep his mind occupied with folly, and wine flowed like common water. As far as his hobbies were concerned, the man delved into architecture, building huge homes for himself and planting beautiful vineyards, gardens, parks, and elaborately decorating them with a multiplicity of fruit, trees, and fauna, and irrigating fountains and systems of water to water his flowering groves. It is said that one can still see remains of at least 3 of these elaborate parks. One at Jerusalem near the Pool of Siloam called the King's Garden, one near Bethlehem, and one on the heights of Hermon. As for husbandry, he had the choicest herds and flocks. Gold and silver flowed like common coal, and there was nothing he couldn't purchase. As for women and sex, Solomon had 700 wives and 300 deputies. How he managed with all of these women is a question for the mathematicians. But if there are 365 days in a year, I guess he had a new woman with every meal. Did pleasure satisfy Solomon and contributed to his anxious inquiry for real happiness? Here how we describe the result of this experiment: emptiness, chasing the wind, worthlessness, a waste of time, insubstantiality, north, immaterial, vacuity, void, emptiness, a phantom, a mirage, a vapor, mist, a bubble. Its experiment with pleasure for happiness also, yes, that also failed. He continued to experiment, this time with materialism. Yes, living for the now. No one could have lived it up more than Solomon. He assumes in verse 24, for there is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy the good of his labor. That there be unrestrained enjoyment in life. Live a life of Epicureanism. That the daily business of life be to secure happiness for itself. This life Solomon tried and still found no happiness. Yet his advice then changed to, it is not good that a man should feast himself and falsely make as though his soul were happy, as though there were no hereafter. The real pleasure is when God gives it. There must be a cheerful enjoyment of present goods while toiling for it, not ravenously running after it as though it is an end in itself. Religion, yes, he tried. Solomon had built the most beautiful temple ever constructed for Jehovah. It had taken him 7 years to build, using over 200,000 workers. The temple was known for its elaborate and exquisite workmanship, and God was approved of Solomon. and his worship. But after a while, Solomon married strange women who were pagans. He fell into religion and out of relationship with God. He constructed many pagan shrines for his idolatrous wives and concubines, and no doubt attended the temple worship of Jehovah just as a ritual or without any meaning. Attending out of rituals and formalism, without a touch of devotion, making rash oaths and promises before the Lord without meaning and sincerity, and breaking them without fear, offering sacrifices out of custom without a touch of passion or concern. After the fact, he agonizes about the thoughtlessness and emptiness of religion, waste of time, he says, not even a touch of happiness. Religion was at the cause of the first murder in Genesis, remember, and continues to be the cause of many wars and bloodshed. It only feeds the self-righteous and pride, but does not offer the heart. Yes, does not offer the heart any help. Does not affect the heart. For sure, it is powerless, yes, over sin, where the real trouble is. Wealth was the next experiment. Solomon was the richest king of his day. His throne was made of gold and ivory, and all the vessels of his house were made of gold, ivory, and precious stones. His riches amounted to over $300 million and was amassing daily. His royal household amounted to 50,000 persons, costing a ration of food for the year over $42 million. In one shot, Solomon gave an offering of $60 million to religion. His final experiment was in the area of morality. Chapter 7. Trying to be good morally, trying to be ethical, yes, right, decent, honorable, and just with all men. A good name is better than precious perfume. This is the place to which the majority of people are moving. They are going down the middle of the road, yes, on the freeway of life, doing business, yes, doing business in the city, or sitting at someone else's desk at a high-paying job, living in the suburb in a sedate, secluded, exclusive neighborhood, and taking it easy. Yes, their children attend the best schools and move with the best crowd. They go to the best and richest church in the neighborhood. Yes, the one with the tallest steeple and the loudest chimes. Yes, the loudest chimes. They give to the poor and various charities. This is the kind of do-good society Solomon now tried. The result of this experiment was still emptiness. No satisfaction, because only Christ satisfies. All right doings without Christ are as filthiness in the sight of God, according to Isaiah 64:6. This man definitely lacked nothing, splurging of wealth dripped from his fingertips. But did this bring him the happiness that he so badly desired? Definitely not. What the result of its experiment, according to Ecclesiastes 12:13-14, Solomon had made experiments in everything under the sun to see if any of it would bring satisfaction and enjoyment to him. He tried science, the study of the natural laws of the universe, which made some contribution but did not satisfy him. Then he went into the study of philosophy and psychology. It didn't satisfy either. He went to the limit of pleasure and materialism. He tried fatalism, which is much the philosophy of life today. He tried egotism, living for himself. Then he tried a religion. But no religion can satisfy, because only Christ can satisfy the heart. Wealth was another thing which Solomon tried. He was the wealthiest man in the world. But he found that wealth did not bring satisfaction in and of itself. Morality came close, but definitely not close enough. What was the final word about all these experiments in life? Where do we go from here? Most people, after trying so hard to find happiness without success, put a bullet to their brain or jump off a cliff. But here is Solomon's answer after his failures. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. Keeping God's commandment means meeting God's condition for salvation. For Abel, it meant bringing a lamb. For Abraham, it meant believing the promises of God. For the Israelites, it meant approaching God through sacrifices in the tabernacle and in the temple. For us today, it is believing on the Lord Jesus Christ for salvation and true and everlasting happiness, according to Acts 16:31. And my question to you today, my friends, have you found true happiness? Are you really happy? For further information, you can call us at Caribbean College at the Bible International, the distance student Bible College, which allows you to study at home without leaving your job, your family, and without your spending countless hours on the road traveling. The Bible College, it offers associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. You can visit us at 59 Eastern Main Road in Barre, Ontario. You can give us a call, 868-675-4709. The Lord richly bless you as you trust Him. Yes, as you trust Him for salvation and true happiness. Bye-bye until we see you again next time.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Kathleen James. God bless you, and until we meet again.
God bless you, Tiffany, until we meet again. Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
This is Caribbean College of the Bible International, CCBI, the distance learning correspondence Bible College, which allows you to study at home without leaving your job or spending countless hours on the road traveling. The college, which offers certificate courses, associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. CCBI presents Refreshing Springs every second and fourth Wednesday at 2 p.m. on 98.1 FM. Call 675-4709.